All right, what's up, guys? We're here with Kronovi First Killer. We're about to get into an epic game of Rocket League. A couple games, we hope, and ask these guys some questions, really dive into the world of eSports, and figure out how these guys got started, got to where they are, and let's jump into this, guys.
Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of this.
Yeah, same.
What was the, how did you guys get going in this whole industry? You know, that's obviously taken off so crazy over the past couple of years. But how did you guys both get started? I'll start with you first, Killer. How did you get started, man?
I got started doing 1v1 tournaments, and then slowly I started getting better playing 6-mans with like other pro players, and then Kronovi saw that I had talent or potential, and then picked me up, and that's how basically I got into it.
Well, how did he like find you? Like, what's that process like of being discovered?
Like, I got discovered through Johnny Boy 1v1s.
And who's that?
That's a streamer, and he like gets like upcomers, and he puts them on his stream, and they
Amazing.
And they 1v1 against other pro players.
So you were like just gaming, and someone inside the game you were gaming in discovered you?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just based on your game, based on your gameplay.
Yeah.
Wow. So for anyone out there who's gaming, you know, trying to get discovered, it really is all about just playing, putting in the hours, improving, and right opportunities come knocking at your door. That's awesome, man. What would here's going to be just like the most preliminary question ever. I mean, if someone was interested in getting into esports, what would you say the first step would be?
I would say if you really want to jump fresh into esports, you have to kind of already be like a natural gamer. You have to really enjoy the game you're playing, and you need to know that you're going to be putting a lot of hours in. So once you've put in, you know, a ton of hours after maybe playing casually and getting a feel for the game and deciding, okay, like I do want to take the deep dive, then it's about, you know, improving, finding people near your current skill level that you can improve with is really helpful. And then from there, it's just work on it and then get noticed. You know, if you get good enough, people will notice. That's what happened at first.
I mean, I guess going down to that, what was your peak experience, you know, of competitive Rocket League gaming? You know, like what was it, I guess, Kronovi, for you, what was it like attending your first World Championship? You know, how does it compare to attending a recent World Championship now that the league is more defined, I guess? You know, like what was that experience like for you?
The first World Championship was a bit nerve-wracking for me. It was definitely the one I was the most nervous for because they had never happened before. And my team actually went in with a substitute. We didn't even have the roster we were supposed to have that we played all the qualification matches with. And there was about a month gap between when the actual event was going to happen in person. And we practiced with our substitute for a month straight. And we put a lot of time in. And we didn't do all that well during that month of grind, but it all paid off. So I'm glad we did it.
So I want to know, you guys, what does an average work day look like for you guys? It's hard to say that this is work, but I mean, it really is. What is it like? I mean, what does an average work day kind of look like for you guys specifically on the Rocket League team? First, Killer, why don't you start, man? What's a day in the life look like for you?
Wake up, eat breakfast, get on the game.
All right. And that how long have you been doing that?
Since I was 11.
Yeah, cool.
Actually, I mean, my hours increased like as I grew up, obviously. Like, when I was younger, I only did like 2 to 3 hours a week. Then it kept increasing as I improved.
Yeah, that's amazing. What about you, Kronovi? What does an average work day, I guess, look like for you?
I'm predisposed to wake up a bit later in the day. I don't know why, but part of the freedom of there's a bit of a schedule freedom with this. It's wake up, practice on Rocket League before like our team practice starts, our official team practice, so that we're just like queue ranked lobbies. I'll do that by myself, and then once team practice starts, that usually lasts a few hours, and it's with a dedicated, you know, other top team, and we'll focus on specific things. And then afterwards, I'll usually go have dinner or just cool down for a little bit, and then I'll play like a bit of Rocket League late at night to like wind down.
What, like, do the people we're playing against right now know that they're playing against Team Rogue, like in a casual game of Rocket League right now?
They should first.
Are they
as a
freaking?
title.
Are they freaking out right now? Like, oh my god, I can't believe we're actually playing against Team Rogue right now. This is insane. I bet they're freaking out right now.
Yeah, I get a few times a day I'll get asked if I queue enough. People be like, will you sign my Steam profile? Which is just like write a comment on the profile. And Steam doesn't allow more than you to comment on 10 profiles every 24 hours. It's like a counter spam. And I've gotten days where I'm like locked from commenting anymore because Steam thinks I'm spamming. But it's just people asking me to like, you know, oh my god, I encountered a pro in ranked, and I'll go to sign their profile, and I see like 16 other pros have already like gotten there and signed that person's profile, and you can tell that they're just ecstatic to see like a professional play.
Dude, this is insane. I bet these people are just like, what is going on? First Killer just did a freaking sky boost side whammer blow back into the net, you know, Quidditch style goal right there. That was incredible. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to you, First Killer. This is a question I have. You know, what would you say, you know, the key strengths that you have are? You know, like if a player wanted to practice a strength, what would be most effective? You know, like what would you say your key strengths are as a professional gamer here?
Ones help you a lot for your mentality, like not getting mad so easily if you're losing.
Yeah, that's hard to do. That's hard to do for me. Kronovi, what's a key strength you have, man, in life and in gaming?
I would say that I tend to pay attention to details a lot. Like I'm more focused on details than the big picture. In doing so, it makes it easier for me to like learn from my mistakes and improve on them, and then like adapt and be better for next time. And I think in gaming, that's just a good skill to have, because very often, you know, you're not only getting just one shot to like win a tournament match, right? Like we play best of 5s, best of 7s, and having one bad game and then adapting and winning the next 3 means that you're the winner, even though you technically dropped one game. So just having adaptability, I think, is a key strength of mine. It's also the reason I've been around since the beginning, I think, is just being adaptable. I've played 10 seasons in a row. I've never missed a Rocket League season. And I don't really plan on going anywhere anytime soon, because this is still what I love. I think the only time I would stop playing Rocket League is just because I wasn't enjoying it anymore, not necessarily because I wouldn't be able to adapt, you know?
Well, you gotta love what you do, right? It keeps you going. That's why you guys are doing this for hours and hours every single day and constantly improving. And I think a big thing of what you just mentioned there is the idea behind adaptability, which is obviously something we talk about a lot with Find Your Grind, you know, in and outside of the products we're creating inside of schools. But being adaptable is just a huge part of where the world is going. You know, it's like you see a lot of these young people now having to move and shift careers every 5 years. It says that 25% of young people now are going to have to shift what they do every 5 years, which is crazy. And I think this idea of really just knowing, you know, what you're good at, what skills you bring to the table, and being able to adapt to new scenarios and new circumstances is kind of where the world is headed. So I think that's super cool that you bring that whole piece of it up, man. What is this, you know, what are the specific steps people can take to get into this game specifically?
Yeah, at the beginning, I would say it's really just like playing a lot of the ranked ladder, trying to move up from, you know, like I think if you are better than half of all the player base if you can get into like platinum, but I think you shouldn't really start looking for teammates to try to improve with until you've reached maybe like diamond or maybe champ, and then you'll start to get some like-minded people who probably are willing to put in as many hours as you are, because they're not really playing that casually anymore. Once you hit diamond in a lot of games, you know, you're suddenly in the top single-digit % of players, and those are like the dedicated players. So I would play ranked until you find people in your ranked games that are like-minded, and then you can queue with them in ranked until you reach like a much higher leaderboard, and then from there you can find community tournaments, other stuff, sign up with the people you play ranked with, and just see how you do and get some experience with teams much better than you. That's the key, is to play people much better than you and have some perspective on, you know, where you need to grow to reach that level.